Hello and welcome. Steel yourself for 30 thrilling questions crafted to test your wisdom. What scientific principle makes a hot air balloon float? Gravity. Buoyancy. Magnetism. The correct answer is buoyancy. Fun fact, hot air is less dense than cold air, which causes the balloon to rise. Why does a car slow down when you take your foot off the gas pedal? Gravity. Friction. Push. The correct answer is friction. Here's a nugget of wisdom: friction between the tires and the road and air resistance slow the car down. What is the science behind why a refrigerator keeps food cold? It pumps cold air into the fridge. It removes heat from inside the fridge and releases it outside. It makes cold air inside. The correct answer is, it removes heat from inside the fridge and releases it outside. Knowledge boost: a refrigerator uses a special liquid to absorb heat and move it outside. What is the process of a liquid turning into a gas called? Melting. Evaporation. Freezing. The correct answer is evaporation. Fun fact, evaporation is the change of state from a liquid to a gas, like a puddle disappearing on a sunny day. What is the scientific reason for why the sky is blue? It reflects the ocean. Sunlight is scattered by the atmosphere, making blue light most visible. The air is blue. The correct answer is, sunlight is scattered by the atmosphere, making blue light most visible. Impress your friends with this fact: the tiny molecules in the air scatter blue light from the sun in all directions. Why do we see lightning before we hear thunder? Light travels slower than sound. Light travels faster than sound. They happen at the same time. The correct answer is, light travels faster than sound. Here's an interesting fact: the speed of light is much greater than the speed of sound. What is the name for the energy that a moving car has? Kinetic energy. Solar energy. Potential energy. The correct answer is kinetic energy. Knowledge boost: kinetic energy is the energy of motion that a car possesses. Why is it easier to float in salt water than in fresh water? Salt water is colder than fresh water. Salt water is more dense than fresh water. Salt water is warmer than fresh water. The correct answer is, salt water is more dense than fresh water. Impress your friends with this fact: the added salt makes the water denser, which helps objects float more easily. What scientific process makes bread dough rise? Freezing. Fermentation. Melting. The correct answer is fermentation. Impress your friends with this fact: yeast in the dough releases carbon dioxide gas, which makes the bread rise and become fluffy. What is the scientific name for the energy that a stove burner has? Kinetic energy, thermal energy, light energy. The correct answer is thermal energy. Did you know? Thermal energy is the scientific name for heat energy. What is the force that slows down a bicycle when you apply the brakes? Gravity, friction, push. The correct answer is friction. Impress your friends with this fact: friction between the brake pads and the wheel rim is what slows the bicycle down. Why does a magnifying glass make things look bigger? It creates new light. It bends light rays to focus them on your eye. It makes the object closer. The correct answer is, it bends light rays to focus them on your eye. Fun fact: a magnifying glass is a convex lens that refracts or bends light. Why does a metal spoon feel cold when you first touch it? It is making your hand colder. It is a good conductor of heat and draws heat away from your hand. It has been in the fridge. The correct answer is, it is a good conductor of heat and draws heat away from your hand. Here's something cool: the metal transfers heat from your hand to the spoon very quickly. What is the scientific name for the energy stored in a stretched rubber band? Kinetic energy, potential energy, elastic energy. The correct answer is potential energy. Did you know? The energy in a stretched rubber band is stored as potential energy. Why do our hands get warm when we rub them together? Because of gravity. Because of magnetism. Because of friction. The correct answer is, because of friction. Here's something cool: the force of friction between your hands creates heat, which you feel as warmth. What is the name for the energy that comes from the sun? Kinetic energy, solar energy, wind energy. The correct answer is solar energy. Here's a nugget of wisdom: solar energy is the light and heat that comes from the sun. What scientific process makes ice cubes melt? They get colder. Heat from the room is transferred to them. They are pushed down into the water. The correct answer is, heat from the room is transferred to them. Fun fact: heat energy from the surroundings transfers to the ice cubes, causing them to melt. What is the scientific reason that salt melts ice? It makes the ice colder. It lowers the freezing point of water. It makes the ice hotter. The correct answer is, it lowers the freezing point of water. Impress your friends with this fact: adding salt to ice makes the water freeze at a lower temperature, which causes the ice to melt. Why does a plant lean towards a window? To get more water. To get more soil. To get more light. The correct answer is, to get more light. Let's learn something new. Plants need sunlight for photosynthesis, so they grow towards the light source. What is the scientific reason why a boat floats? Because it is very heavy. Because it is made of wood. Because its shape displaces enough water to support its weight. The correct answer is, because its shape displaces enough water to support its weight. Here's a nugget of wisdom: an object floats if it pushes aside a volume of water that weighs more than the object itself. Why does a fire need oxygen to burn? To make it hotter. To make it brighter. Oxygen is a part of the chemical reaction that causes fire. The correct answer is, oxygen is a part of the chemical reaction that causes fire. Surprising trivia: fire is a chemical reaction that requires a fuel source, heat and oxygen, to sustain itself. Why does a balloon stick to the wall after you rub it on your hair? Because of gravity. Because of static electricity. Because of air pressure. The correct answer is, because of static electricity. Fun fact: rubbing a balloon creates a static charge that attracts it to the wall. What makes a rainbow appear in the sky? Reflected sunlight. Sunlight bending through water droplets. Colorful clouds. The correct answer is, sunlight bending through water droplets. A quick fact for you: a rainbow is formed when sunlight is refracted or bent as it passes through raindrops. Why do you see a flash of lightning before you hear the thunder? Because light travels faster than sound. Because thunder is quieter than lightning. Because the lightning is closer. The correct answer is, because light travels faster than sound. Knowledge boost: the speed of light is much faster than the speed of sound. What is the name for the energy in food? Mechanical energy. Chemical energy. Electrical energy. The correct answer is, chemical energy. Impress your friends with this fact: the energy in food is stored in chemical bonds that are released when we digest it. What is the scientific name for the energy of motion? Potential energy. Kinetic energy. Thermal energy. The correct answer is, kinetic energy. Here's a nugget of wisdom: kinetic energy is the energy of motion that a moving object has. Why do some objects sink while others float? Because of their color. Because of their density. Because of their shape. The correct answer is, because of their density. Here's an interesting fact. An object sinks if it is more dense than the liquid it is in and floats if it is less dense. What makes a sound? Heat, vibrations, light. The correct answer is vibrations. Surprising trivia, all sound is made by something vibrating which creates sound waves that travel to our ears. Why do we get goosebumps when we are cold? To make us shiver. To create a layer of heat. To trap a layer of warm air near our skin. The correct answer is, to trap a layer of warm air near our skin. Impress your friends with this fact. Goosebumps are a reflex that makes hairs stand up to trap warm air, a bit like fur on animals. What is the force that keeps a ball from floating away when you throw it? Friction. Gravity. Magnetism. The correct answer is gravity. Impress your friends with this fact. Gravity is the pulling force that keeps all objects grounded on Earth. Thanks for watching. We hope you enjoyed the video and found it helpful. Stay tuned for more exciting content, and we'll catch you in the next one.